After that, after 2 weeks, right, I had to go through a lot of turmoil with myself. Please focus on quality so much that you make the world's best product, whatever be it. What I have seen is we are all individuals.
True.
My dad was an individual, my mom was an individual, I am an individual, my son is an individual. So we are all different individuals, right? So at different age, so we all have our priorities.
True.
Right? What I felt was it excited me even more. To challenge myself.
True.
That can I actually do it? It's better to take time, long time, focus on the quality, and if your product, if your service, as a package, as a company, is very high quality, I think no one can stop. So the time will come when the product and the company will click.
Hello viewers, this is Professor Guru Prasad. You're watching GIBS IRE Talks podcast, where we explore some real stories of innovation, resilience, and purpose. Well, through IRE Talks podcast, we had the great pleasure of hosting numerous entrepreneurs who have shared their incredible journey with the viewers. And I believe that's the right way to teach a subject like entrepreneurship, right? And no doubt, today IRE, which stands for Innovation, Research, and Entrepreneurship, has turned out to be a flagship program of the GIBS. And today, I'm all happy and excited to host Mr. Bhupendra, who is the CEO and the founder of Dogsee Chew and Himalayan Natives, who will also come up with an incredible journey for my viewers. And that's, I think, the best way to talk about entrepreneurship. And I'm very sure that there will be loads of takeaways at the end of the session. On behalf of all my viewers, let me extend my heartfelt welcome to Mr. Bhupendra. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, before I get into the subject, I would definitely love to know something about your past, meaning your initial school days and college days, your upbringing. How was that?
Oh, I actually have a very interesting background in terms of in childhood, right? So we had in Nepal and in Darjeeling and in Northeast, right? There used to be a lot of political issues and violences, right? So we had a lot of difficult things, but then that also taught us a lot of interesting ways of survival. Right? So when I look back, I saw some violence going on sometimes. Peace getting getting into the society, right? But overall, resilience of the society was very high. When I look back, I see that there was political issues, political changes were going on in Nepal and some places in Northeast, where I grew most of my childhood. But uh, the society remained very strong and very resilient.
Right.
Even now, when we see, right, in terms of the place for women in the society, right, how the overall cleanliness of the neighborhoods are maintained. If we see, even now, I see those societies score very well high in the standards in South Asia. So a lot of learnings from the society, good, bad, and ugly, and
That is always there.
yeah.
Right. And what about your college days? I mean, which graduation and post graduation did you do?
I actually got a chance to do engineering in NIT Durgapur in West Bengal.
Okay.
So this was a government scholarship from the government of India.
Right.
And I came to study in Durgapur in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
And 2001 to 5, I was there. And it was a very, very amazing experience that we had. Obviously, being one of the top colleges in India, it had a lot of good things. And it was extremely remote place.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
And when we go there, we didn't have anything to do. The entertainment things were very limited in the cities, right? So we spent a lot of time inside the college. So we actually sometimes with the interest, and sometimes it just happened that that was the only thing that we could do, right? So we had to go and spend a lot of time in libraries. Sometimes we have to spend time in the labs. So it was a fascinating experience in NIT Durgapur. I'm really happy that what the college made us to do.
That's great. I mean, did you had any intention to get into your own business during your college days? I just want to ask you whether entrepreneurial journey was a choice or was it an accident?
So it's somewhere in between.
Okay.
Okay, so I was always very passionate about reading about business.
Right.
Right. So I was the first in my hostel of close to about 270 people to have Economic Times subscription. Okay.
Okay.
And when I asked for Economic Times and I changed from Statesman, that was the very common popular newspaper
Right.
there, right? The guy was very surprised. Okay, and then said, "Who reads Economic Times?"
True.
But then that time, I had thought that I am generally interested in business, right? Let me subscribe to it and start reading it. If I can make something out of it, it's good, right? So it was just a trial that I started. But in about 6 months, this was in second year that I did, and in about 6 months, I got so hooked to it. I subscribed to Business World as well, the weekly subscription, right? And a lot of my friends would make fun of me.
It's quite unusual.
Yeah, it is. Who reads this? Right? There are other good, different things to do.
I know.
But I think it was always something. But it was not like I was not. I would. It wouldn't be fair if I say that. Okay, in second year I knew I would go and start a company. That wasn't there.
When you wanted to start something on your own, how was the reaction from your parents? Were they okay with that?
Actually, I come from a business family.
You come from the business.
Yeah, my
Okay.
dad started a business, right? But this is what typically happens in our small towns, right?
Right.
When parents, even though they do everything in business, they want their kid to study and get a good job
True.
somewhere. Right?
That's the whole reason why I asked you this question.
Exactly. So my dad always told us that, and then like when I told him that I was going to leave a job and start a company, right? And that was in my way extremely high career trajectory I was leaving. So I was a consultant in the number one analytics company in the world, and I was supposed to be sent to UK, right? So
Wow.
everything was there, and suddenly I resigned, and I told to my parents that this is what I am going to do. Right? They actually felt I've missed the path in life, right? But then I knew what I was doing, and then like I knew that then my parents, they would come back and they would understand.
As a parent, that concern is quite genuine. Right?
Yeah.
As you said, they themselves are into an entrepreneurial journey. They know the hardships of it. They don't want their son to face the same hardships there.
Yeah.
How did you begin your entrepreneurial journey? Take us through that.
Okay. Let me first pick that part. Okay, regarding parents.
Okay.
Something that I've learned in my life is, being a parent myself now for 2.5 years. Right? We always think, safety for our kids.
True.
Right? So any parent in the world is never wrong, whatever they say, right?
Absolutely.
But their focus is safety.
True.
Right? But when you know what you want to do, your focus is performance. Right? So performance and safety, sometimes it clashes.
Absolutely.
Right?
Agree.
But then when I started the business, right, I think my dad is one of the happiest person in the planet today. Right? He is very proud of me that what I am doing.
No doubt about it.
And he's helping me and supporting me and doing everything. But that one point of time was, I think, it just clashed. Maybe when it comes to my kid after maybe 15 years, I would have some fights with him.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, that's how, end of the day, as a son, we all make this as a priority to make our parents very proud.
Yeah.
And you've already done it. I'm sure. Now, do you think you will have same expectation from your kid now? It's too early to ask that question, but
Yeah,
still.
I know it's too early, but I think once you are a parent, you are a parent, right? And sometimes I think this, what do I want my kid to do, right? But then more and more, what I've realized in life, looking at my friends and everyone, right, and traveling through a lot of countries, what I have seen is we are all individuals.
True.
My dad was an individual, my mom was an individual, I am an individual, my son is an individual. So we're all different individuals, right? So at different age, so we all have our priorities,
True.
right? And I think I will be a parent who would let him do what he wants to do.
Great.
But I'm not sure, right? Maybe a parenthood safety net will come sometimes, but I will try not to be in between like what he wants to do.
That's in the genes of a parent in India, especially.
Yeah.
All right. Take me through your entrepreneurial journey. How did you begin?
Okay, it was actually a very interesting accident.
Okay.
Okay, so I was actually very happy in Fair Isaac, and Fair Isaac, I was a consultant in Fair Isaac, and so very nicely paid, and all the perks being given, right? And I would travel different places, meet different clients. I was a very happy person in the company. And suddenly one day I received an email from the head of analytics of Citibank saying he wants to meet me,
Okay.
right? And okay, so one day got an email from the head of analytics from Citibank saying he wants to meet me, right? And interestingly, he had read my blog. So I had a blog that time
Okay.
while working in Fair called Business Analytics. So it was actually the number one analytics blog in the country that time, and I got featured in some big papers also that time as a prominent blog in the world, right? So, uh, so, so when I read his email, I thought definitely I need to go and meet him, right? If he wants to meet. So we met in Woody's in Jayanagar,
Okay.
and he said, "Bhupi, I read your blog. It seems you have good understanding of the market, right? I am planning to start an analytics company. Will you partner me, right?" And that actually changed a lot of things in my life, right? And I told him I'm very very happy with the company and they're taking care of me. I'm getting very challenging projects. I'm enjoying everything in my life, right? And I'm nicely paid. So technically, I don't have any reason to leave,
Leave.
right? Then Anune said, "Okay, think over it." Okay, so we ended it. And while I was leaving, Anune, he told me that, "Bhupi, let's do this. You meet my partner, who is going to be the other co-founder of the company. So he is the head of marketing for UB Group."
Oh.
I said,
UB?
UB Group.
Okay, United Breweries.
United Breweries. So I couldn't deny that. Right? It was too tempting not to meet. So I said, okay, let's meet. So coming Sunday we met, and we met in Woodland Hotel in Richmond Road. And we three were sitting there, right? And something started to hit me, like I am enjoying everything. I'm growing. I know everything is going good in my life. But for me to grow up the rank from an analyst to the head of analytics or a head of marketing, right? Even to report to them, I will take at least 10 to 15 years.
Pretty
If I
long.
go through the general path, right? And whether we succeed in this venture or not, I'm directly partnering with them. That was something that I couldn't miss, right? That was one part. And second thing was, I saw my dad, when he was working, he was in a job for a long time. I know how our life was. And he started doing business. Then we struggled horribly for a couple of years. Then our life standard went significantly up. Right? So I know the journey. So I thought maybe I should take that pain now, right?
That's a tough call, huh? When you said you had everything that you want in that corporate life, that's a tough call.
Yeah, and they had spoiled me significantly. They had given me a corporate credit card. Okay, I could spend $40 every day,
Okay.
right? And obviously, as a consultant, I had to travel a lot, and that time, that those monies were big, and I was just 2 years into the industry, right? So there was amazing good culture, right? And I think more than anything else, I was not leaving companies. I was technically leaving the entire way that I could leave, right?
True.
And that call I had to take that time, and I told them, I'm in. Give me an offer I can't reject, right? And if I am the founding team, then I'm in. And they obviously made me the third partner, which was very generous of them, right?
Awesome.
And they're still my mentors. And whenever I need, I call them. We meet sometimes, right? And Anune has also invested in my next company, Simplify, as well as in current company, Khanal Foods. He's an investor. So we have a very long-term relationship.
That's a great start to your journey, I would say. Correct?
Yeah, it was a fascinating start for me. I started where I didn't have to start everything on my own.
True.
Right? It
True.
just happened. I think God was on my side that time. He gave me a perfect opportunity to
The
do it.
destiny had its plan.
Yeah.
Take us through your current ventures. Before I could meet you off camera, I was really impressed with these two brands of Dogsee Chew and Himalayan natives. Take me through that.
Okay, so I was a software guy. Okay, so that was the analytics company that we three started.
Mhm.
Then I left and I started a software company, and I was happily running for 6 years.
Mhm.
We struggled for many years, then we made it good, and everything was going good with that company. And that time, uh, I had to hire a sales head for my software company.
Okay.
Okay, then I started interviewing people, and I got real big profiles who were ready to come as a sales head,
Mhm.
but we couldn't afford them.
Mm.
Okay, because we are a very small company,
Right.
and then like they really had big profiles. Then what I thought was, uh, you know, why would these guys leave such a big position and then would come and join us, right? Then I figured out in the large companies, obviously there will be a lot of people, but as people grow, the pyramid comes closer, so there are very few people at the top, right? So the only justice that I can give to them, for them to leave a very large MNC and then come to me, is I give them the CEO position,
Right.
because they wouldn't get it there,
True. Makes sense.
right?
Yep.
So I offered them. I offered him actually. I had two candidates I liked, and one of them I offered him, saying, I can't afford you as a sales head, and I believe at your age and career and experience, I think you are a CEO material better than me, right? So why don't you come and lead my company,
Great.
right? Because as an engineer, I built everything. I've made team and all that. We've done everything.
Now execute it for me.
Yeah, and I needed somebody who could just make this company really big,
True.
right? As a engineer, when me and my friends started, right, what we lacked was a very big sales experience,
Okay.
right? And that was getting covered.
Which is the key.
Yeah. And when I offered him, I didn't notice that I was firing myself. Okay. It just happened, and it is very interesting, like there is somebody and you like him so much, and this your company is your baby, and your baby is going to be better with him than with you,
Right.
right? But it's not a very easy decision to take.
I know.
And the most difficult thing was I did not even realize that time, that what was happening with myself. Okay. And we both agreed. Then I go back and I told my friends, and we were all friends. And in the board, we started. And this are being mad. We just not profitable and things are looking good, and you plan to leave. Till the time I didn't think of myself. Okay. Then I realized, oh yeah, I have to leave. Right. Then I tried to set myself within the company because I didn't know what I'm going to do next. I just thought, okay, this company has to be big. That's my baby. We have to do whatever is required for Simplify 360. And the decision I made on that point. After that, after 2 weeks, right, I had to go through a lot of turmoil with myself, right? If tomorrow somebody asks me, like, who are you, right? I always used to say, I'm Bhupendra, I'm CEO of Simplify, I founded this. I don't have that anymore. I'm no more, right? So there were a lot of things inside thing. The second thing was I have no second plan what I'm going to do. The third thing was how am I going to convince my friends, because they were extremely unhappy for me leaving, right? So I had to meet one by one, and I had to convince them, I'm not leaving you. I'm not even selling a single share of mine, right? And I committed to them that day that I'm not going to sell a single share till they exit.
Okay.
Right. So on the terms, I came out, So we changed the CEO, we changed hands on all happy note.
That's
Right.
great. How's the company doing now?
So we sold the company to an American company called Nextiva.
Okay.
We got a decent, good exit. So my friends were able to take the company to exit.
That's great.
So I can't complain. It has been really good.
I mean, is that a true sign of an entrepreneurship? Keeping the business front than yourself. Is that a true sign?
See, I wouldn't say what is true or what is this. I think these are all different people's their own way of life, right? For me, it has always been that, right?
Great.
And when I'm doing something, I usually do one thing.
And you still don't regret that decision, if I'm right?
Oh, absolutely not.
Great.
It was, I think, it was one of the hardest decisions of my life.
Right, but you don't regret.
No,
You're happy with that.
I'm really happy that I took that decision.
Correct.
Right. Otherwise, sometimes what happens is we get attached to something so much, right? We spoil them.
True.
Right.
Right.
So I like to think that am I adding value? Right.
Right.
So I feel all of us have to be at a place where we can add the maximum value. If we are not adding the maximum value and somewhere else is there where we can add the maximum value, we shouldn't be there, right? And entrepreneurship, I think, is about creating value.
Absolutely.
Right? Not for only yourself, but
yes.
your stakeholders, right? The society, the country, right? Because these are the things that will overstay you, right? We are all temporary, right? We have to go sometime, right? But if we could create a legacy which remains and outlives us, I think that's the real value. That's
lovely. What was running in your mind when you did the exit?
Oh, during the exit, obviously I was not the leading person over there, right? I was actually in the board, and I would just go in board meetings once a quarter. And my friends were doing fantastic jobs, and I was busy with running my Dogsee thing that I had already started at the time. So when Lakshmi and Rohit first told me that we have an offer, we had a lot of offers around the journey actually, but they said this is the offer that we could take it. My thing was, guys, I left the organization at some point of time, right? You guys have been building since then, right? I will go with what you decide. Right? I had told them that if they feel that this is the right time to go, right, that is the right time to go.
Correct.
And I had completely dissociated myself from a lot of emotional and financial perspectives at that point of time. And for me was these guys were running there. There were 4 of my partners were still there, and they felt that was the time. And we came into a room, we got into that discussion, and we were all happy over there, right? And when I look back, I am really proud of my friends that they could take the company to exit.
Lovely. That's good. You were an engineer.
Yes.
You used to run a software company. What made you to think on the lines of Dogsee Chew and Himalayan natives, which is completely different from what you learned and what you did?
Yeah, that is exactly where I think that point when I said I left, right? After leaving, I had to do something.
Right.
Right. And for some time, I thought I'll get into some corporate structure, okay, because I had no idea what I wanted to do. So some of the friends I had in the industry, so they're doing relatively very large companies now. I called them, and I said, I just came out. So if I can be adding value in your organization, I think I can explore. So I talked to 2 different individuals in the industry, and they were they said, okay, well, let's discuss and all that. And they were creating some positions and all that also, right? But then before the second discussion we could do, right, it was about a week time, and I already thought that there is some idea hit me. Okay. The idea was, when I visit like US or UK or Japan, right, there are these regional shops and regional products, regional identities, like Nepali stores and Indian stores and South Indian restaurants like this, right? And even in India, there is South Indian food and North Indian food, right? But there's nothing East Indian. And I was coming from Nepal and spent a significant amount of time in Northeast, right? I thought it's time somebody starts thinking about the Himalayan region and East. So I made a 5 slide presentation saying emptier of the East. Okay. Then I bounced this idea to a couple of my friends, close circle friends. They were all very excited. Okay. And some friends were also, Bhupi, the idea is very exciting, but you are a software guy,
Exactly.
right? Then, what I felt was it excited me even more, to challenge myself
True.
that can I actually do it? Okay. Because I know the problem exists. Somebody has to fulfill that problem, solve that problem, right? Why not me? Right? I don't know manufacturing, but I know Northeast, Nepal, and I know entrepreneurship and business. Right? So I could mix this and then create something. Then I went to the hills to study. I went to Arunachal Pradesh and Assam and Darjeeling and Sikkim and Nepal, Uttarakhand, a lot of that. And during that trip, I made a list of 36 products that I can bring. Okay. First to India, main land India, I would say, and typically Northeast, right? When people say North mainland, that is like these larger cities, right? If we can sell in Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, then we are actually in the main heartland, right?
True.
So a lot of regional brands and regional products exist in every state, right? But till the time you sell in main, then that is where you tell to the world that I'm here. So my goal was, can I sell my brand, this Northeastern products in the main cities of India, Tier 1, right? And I started exploring that. And in that journey, couple of very interesting products were there. But then during the end of our journey, me and my wife were visiting Darjeeling. And one of my friend runs a dairy over there. And in the evening, we were just having casual discussions. In that meeting, like one of my friend said, "This kutte churate." Okay, they make this cheese sticks, yak and cow milk
Right.
cheese sticks, which is called churpi in the local hills. Humans usually make small pieces are made, and then people usually eat that in the hills. And from thousands of years, that product existed.
Okay.
Okay. So what happened is, if this is a hill and this is a hill, right? You have to go from here to here. You spend a lot of time here. You might spend a whole day, right? And it's very cold, and you cannot carry a lot of load because you have to go up and down hills. So they take this small cheese pieces, which are smoke dried cheese pieces in their pockets, and go. This is a source of protein, milk based product, right? So it keeps your body warm, and it gives you energy to actually go there. So this came through that process. And when that day these guys were manufacturing that, and then they said kutte churate hai, right? Then me and my wife started, thinking maybe we should take for our dog because we're dog parent. Okay. For them that was a problem. For me, that was an opportunity.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. And we struggle being a pet parent, right? Yeah, to find a good product which do not come from byproducts like human, like meat waste and all that, and which is actual product somebody has created using the real product like meal or so cereals or milk or real meat or something. In the industry, usually byproducts are used to make the pet products. So you feel guilty whenever we give something to our dog. And here you have 100% milk product made in such an amazing dairy which produces curd and milk and paneer for the humans, and they produce this chews also, right? We felt it very fascinating, right? And in the morning, me and my wife thought, let us take some of this product and then study this. We bought 22 kg of that product, and then we were on the way to Bangalore, and in the flight, we were discussing, Sneh and me, about a lot of products, but this also. And then Sneh, she is actually a marketing professional. So we're both the co-founders in the company, and she is a branding and marketing expert. So, so that time she was running a marketing agency. So she told Bhubi, every quarter we struggle for a lot of our clients. on what to sell and what new messaging to bring to the customer, right? What will excite people. But here we have Churpi, made from yak milk, 100% natural, 100% milk, right? No preservatives, extremely hard. It can go as a dental treat. You have everything in the product, right?
Correct.
And she said, I think this is what we should pick, right? And as an analyst, I was excited for the product,
Right.
but I needed numbers, right? So I only get excited after I get my numbers. But then, as a good husband, I had to listen to her, right? So
You have no option.
yeah, absolutely. So I took that best practice, and then I started studying. How big is this pet industry? Because my relationship with dogs till that time was only as a parent, right? Dog parent,
Okay.
nothing else. No, I had no knowledge about how the industry works.
Right.
Then I looked at global pet industry and treat industry and food industry and all this, and I got fascinating numbers, right? And because I come from software, whatever we build, I think software from in Bangalore, if you do right, you are already a global business.
Yes.
Right? Everything else is local, but software is always global in Bangalore, right? So when I thought of this, I thought global as a market, not India as a market. And then when I saw the exciting numbers, then me and Sneh, we started reading more and studying, and then that's where we decided to go with
Yeah, I mean, I was discussing with you off the camera. I was fascinated to know that you have more of a global clients than the clients within India. How were you able to tap the global markets? And you mentioned some very strong emerging economies like US, Japan, right? How were you able to tap this?
Yeah.
What was so unique in your product which was missing in those countries?
Okay, that is the most interesting thing actually. Yeah. So you know what? Globally, right? Even the pet industry is big and everything, right? But when it go to a niche, a dog, right, needs dental health,
Correct.
right? Their gums have to be strong, their teeth has to be clean. But you can't brush the dog every day, right? When you can't brush the teeth every day, right, you need to give them a dental treat, right? You may or may not give him anything else, but you have to give him a dental treat, right? And we play within this dental treat category. In the dental treat category, if we see every product that is available in the world, our product is the best product in the world, okay? Because it comes with 60% protein,
Okay.
and dog needs protein. It is 100% milk, so it is naturally hypoallergenic. If I mix 20 product and make a product, 20 ingredients and make a product, so dogs can get allergy from any of them. But I have product with only milk. Either they are allergic to milk or not allergic to milk. It's very safe product, right? And then it is extremely hard. It can actually clean the dog's teeth, and it can keep dog BG for hours, right? So we introduced the product that is the best in the world. There are enough products,
Right.
right?
I'm sure there are.
Yeah, there are enough products, but I can fairly say that this is the best product, and I can also supplement my claim, right, by saying that our treat is the costliest treat in the UK market,
Okay.
and still the customers are buying it,
Great.
right? And UK is our second largest market,
Wow.
right? So I think it's all about quality.
Agree.
We gave the best quality product to the world, and I think they reciprocated it. With
Haven't you tapped the Indian market, or your focus were highly on the global markets? How was it? Because I still feel that you still have a lot of opportunity in India.
Yeah, we do. So we do cater to the Indian market. We are obviously available in all e-commerce and quick commerce channels, and in decent number of stores in the tier 1 cities. The reason why we didn't go all out and build a lot of team members and go to every general trade is because we are a very niche player. We only make dental treats and few other treats in our portfolio, right? And if I have to build a team, I have to get a sufficient business to justify that cost, right? Then I have to do main dog food and dog cat food and all out of that. And as an entrepreneur, me and my wife, we are very focused entrepreneur. I just like to do one thing, and the best in that world number one in that. Still, I'm creating more and more factories for our own chews. We're opening more countries, right? So we want to be known in the world who created this product and made it number one in the world in the dental category, right? So that would make me more happy.
Lovely.
And India, we're just giving it a natural flow. When Indian market picks up for this product, we are there. But at some point in 2027, we'll start focusing in India
Great.
with main dog food, right? But having said that, even for today, with our product, we are focused here. Anybody who wants to buy, they can buy from the online channel.
I feel, you're doing amazingly well in this business, of a business which you had never thought you would venture into.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Which never probably belonged to your expertise as well, considering your engineering background and all that. So what is that? I mean, my viewers, especially the young entrepreneurs of tomorrow, would love to know this. Like, what is that triggered you? That how did you feel that you can make this into a world-class venture where you had zero knowledge about it before you started this?
Yeah. So
Is the question right?
yeah, absolutely. So something. I think I would give this credit to software in Bangalore again.
Okay.
Because I worked in software and I worked in Bangalore, right? We always made whatever we made. We always thought this is a global one. It's the best one. If it is not world number one, it's not worth making it. Something that culture is there in Bangalore.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
It groomed me with that. Right? So when I ventured into pet food, or the pet treat to be precise, right? Our goal was very clear. We wanted to be the number one in the world. We wanted to best product in the world. We wanted to proudly take India to the world and tell to the world that India is here. We are making the world's best product, right? So when we started with that, we started with a lot of right metrics, right? We got extremely good talent. We got some people some of my teammates who came from Almera in Saudi Arabia, which is the number one dairy there, right? Some people working from ITC, MTR, a lot of good corporations in India. We got a lot of good talent who were experts in their areas, right? And me being not an expert from this industry, I focused more on keeping the culture of quality, let the experts do their job. I did not know what to do, right? But they knew what to do exactly.
That's the best strategy. Have the right people with you.
Yeah.
That's the best strategy. Yeah.
So our focus, me and my wife, our focus is a lot on choosing the right people.
That's great.
Right, and let them do their job. And I'm really proud of what my team has done.
Awesome. What's next in the bucket list of Bhupendra and his wife? Anything new on the way?
So we want to take this company more global. We want to launch more products. We want to make it big. And 2021, 28, 29, we want to go for an IPO. And till then, I don't have any specific other goals outside of this business in terms of entrepreneurship.
Great.
So me and my wife, we will probably invest in few other startups and then help them, mentor them along the journey. But as I starting something new, I would stay with one thing and focused.
That's lovely. As I made a statement in my opening remarks that every journey had their own incredible story, so was yours. There are a lot of budding entrepreneurs of tomorrow watching you. Any tips and messages for them? Because they're all eager to be the next Bhupendra. So what is that message that you would love to give?
Sure. So one suggestion that I would like to give all of you who wants to do anything new, right? Please focus on quality. Please focus on quality so much that you make the world's best product, whatever be it, right? You start small, but give that the best quality so that once you acquire a customer, they become your lifetime customer. Otherwise, when we do subpar quality products, we keep on engaging on acquiring new products and keep acquiring customers and keep losing them. And it's a very tiring job. It's better to take time, long time, focus on the quality. And if your product, if your service as a package, as a company is very high quality, I think no one can stop. So the time will come when the product and the company will click. Thank you.
Great. I mean, that's the true example of innovation and research, I would say. I personally enjoyed interacting with him because the journey was really special, really special. Getting into engineering, getting into a well-settled corporate life, stopping that and getting into a venture of your own at one point of time, putting your business in front than yours, going for a right exit and venturing into a something which is absolutely zero knowledge about it, and then turning out that to be a world class venture, having the right people in place. Wow, this is a true example of entrepreneurship. And the key ingredients of an entrepreneur, I would say, you all have inculcated that in yourself, and I'm very sure you have a great journey ahead. And we at GIBS always have the best wishes to you and your team to elevate this company into further level in the coming days. I think all my students also had a great interaction, a great understanding and great takeaways from this short interaction that we had. If you have not subscribed yet, please do that at GIBS IRE Talks podcast, GIBS Business School in all our social media platforms. Well, please do follow Bhupendra in the social media platforms. You tend to definitely understand so many things of entrepreneurial journey. On behalf of all my viewers, let me thank him for your time, and it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Keep watching us. I'm very sure there are many more talks on its way, which will give you loads of ideas and takeaways. At the time, this is Guru Prasad signing off, and thank you for watching.